Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Now We Are Talking English. Take a deep breath, get a warm cup of tea, and get ready to relax. Today, we are tackling something that causes a lot of stress for English learners all over the world. We are talking about 3 words that sound almost the same, look similar, but completely change the meaning of your sentences. Those words are be, been, and being. I know these 3 words can feel like a massive headache. You see them in books, you hear them in movies, and sometimes you just guess which one to use. But today, we are going to remove all that confusion. We are going to explore them slowly, naturally, through real-life stories and simple psychological concepts. James, how are you doing today? Have you ever noticed how much people struggle with these 3 words?
Hi, Emily. I am doing great, thank you. And before we dive deep into our timeline today, I want to invite all our wonderful friends listening right now to take 1 second to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. If you love this calm, slow way of learning real English without the stress of boring rules, subscribing helps our community grow so much. We love having you here with us on this journey. It is completely normal to feel confused by these words. I think the main problem is that standard school textbooks explain them using incredibly complicated grammatical terms like past participles or continuous passive voices. When you read those definitions, your brain just wants to shut down. It feels like a math lesson instead of a human language. But language is about connection, not formulas. So today, we are going to look at these words differently. We are going to look at them through the timeline of our own lives. Emily, I know you have a beautiful psychological way of looking at be, been, and being. Why don't we start there?
Yes, thank you so much for your beautiful support. Now, let us jump right into it. I like to think about these 3 words as the 3 stages of human life and personal growth. Think about it this way. Be is your future. It represents your potential, your goals, and who you want to become. Been is your past. It represents your history, the places you have visited, the experiences you have accumulated, and how far you have traveled on your journey. And being? Being is your absolute present. It is what is happening right now, in this very second, as you sit here listening to our voices. If you can understand this simple timeline of life, you can master these words. Let us start with the first word, which is the foundation of everything. Be. In everyday English, we use be when we talk about the future, about rules, or about general truths. For example, when you tell yourself, I want to be fluent in English, you are looking forward. You are setting a goal for your future self.
That is a beautiful way to visualize it, Emily. So, be is all about potential. We use it after modal verbs like will, can, should, and must. For instance, if you are practicing your English every day, you can confidently tell yourself, I will be successful. Or if a friend is feeling very anxious about an upcoming job interview, you might give them some comforting psychological advice and say, just be yourself. It is a command or a desire for a state of existence. But let me ask you a question, Emily, because this is where a lot of our viewers get stuck. What happens when we change be into the past? That is when we meet our second word, been. How does the psychology of the past connect to this specific word?
Been is a deeply emotional word because it carries the weight of time. In English, we use been when an action started in the past, but it is still connected to who we are right now. We always use it after the words have or has. Think about your life experiences. If you want to talk about your travels, you say, I have been to Italy, or I have been to Dubai. It means you visited those places in the past, and those memories are now a permanent part of your identity. You can also use it to describe a state of mind that has lasted for a long time. For example, you could say, I have been tired all week, or she has been a close friend for 30 years. It shows a beautiful, continuous bridge from your past right into your present moment.
That makes so much sense. So if I say, I have been waiting for this weekend, it means my waiting started days ago, and I am still experiencing that feeling of anticipation right now. It is a bridge. But Emily, let's play a little game to help our audience really feel the difference between these two. I will say a sentence with a blank space, and you tell me whether we should use be or been. Let's try the first one. Imagine someone is planning a big trip next month, and they say, I want to in London by Monday. Which word fits there?
In that case, we must use be. I want to be in London by Monday. Why? Because it is a goal for the future. It hasn't happened yet. But if you already returned from that trip and you are sitting at home looking at your photos, you would change that sentence completely. You would say, I have been to London. Do you see how the choice of word instantly moves your brain from looking forward to looking backward? It is like a mental time machine.
Wow, that is incredibly clear. One word looks forward and the other looks back. But now, let us talk about the third word, which I think trips up almost everyone. That word is being. It has that ing ending, which always signals action and movement in English. How do we understand being through our psychological lens, Emily?
Being is the ultimate word for the present moment. In psychology, we talk a lot about mindfulness and the concept of human beings. We are not called human doings, we are called human beings. This word represents your immediate state of existence right now. In grammar, we use being to describe a temporary behavior or a continuous action happening in the exact moment of speaking. For example, if James is normally a very calm person, but today he is suddenly shouting and drinking 5 cups of coffee, I would look at him and say, James, why are you being so energetic today? It means this behavior is temporary. It is not his permanent personality. It is just his state of being right now, in this specific hour.
That is a perfect example because I do drink too much coffee sometimes. So if I say, you are being very helpful, it means you are actively helping me in this exact sequence of time. It is a temporary action. But Emily, there is another very common way we use being that confuses students, and that is in passive sentences. For example, when you take your car to the mechanic, you say, my car is being repaired. Or, if you are waiting for your food at a restaurant, you say, my dinner is being cooked. How can we think about this without getting lost in grammar rules?
Don't worry about the term passive voice. Just focus on the word itself. When you say, my car is being repaired, the word being acts like a live television camera. It tells the listener that if they walk into the mechanic's shop right now, they will see a human holding tools, actively fixing the car. The action is alive. It is in progress. Compare that to the past word, been. If you say, my car has been repaired, the camera is off. The action is finished. The car is ready, it is parked outside, and you can drive it home. Do you see the contrast? Is being repaired means the work is happening this very second. Has been repaired means the story is over, the work is done.
That image of a live television camera is brilliant, Emily. I am going to use that from now on. Let me see if I can summarize this to make sure I am absorbing it correctly. If I walk into a beautiful clothing store and a sales assistant is helping me look for a new jacket, I can say, I am being helped by a specialist. It is a live camera on the action. But once I pay for the jacket, leave the store, and walk out onto the street, I change it to, I have been helped. The live camera turns off, and the experience becomes a memory. Am I right?
You are 100% right, James. You mastered it. See, it is not about memorizing ancient grammar charts from a school textbook. It is about understanding the status of the action. Is it a future potential? Use be. Is it a completed journey connected to the present? Use been. Is it a live, active, temporary moment happening right now? Use being. When you shift your mindset from rules to visualization, speaking English becomes natural, fluid, and completely stress-free.
It really changes everything. And to our listeners, please remember, if you make a mistake and swap these words while speaking to a native speaker, the world will not end. If you accidentally say, I have being to New York, the person listening to you will still understand exactly what you mean. They will look at your face, they will see your smile, and they will connect with your story. No one is sitting there with a red pen waiting to grade your conversation. True fluency is not about being a perfect robot. It is about having the courage to share your thoughts, your history, and your presence with another human.
That is so beautiful, James. And that brings us to our big question for today's episode. We want to hear from you, our wonderful community. Think about your life goals and your history. Tell us in the comments below. Who do you want to be in 5 years? And where is the most beautiful place you have ever been? Writing your answer is a fantastic, zero-pressure way to practice using these words correctly. We read every single comment, and we are so proud of the effort you are putting into your language journey.
Yes, please share your stories with us. Every single mistake you make is just proof that you are trying, growing, and moving forward. Thank you for spending this slow, peaceful time with us here on Now We Are Talking English. Take care of yourselves, practice a little bit of just being present today, and we will see you in the next episode.
Have a beautiful, peaceful day, everyone. Keep breathing, keep speaking, and see you in our next episode.